let me say that I make no predictions on time and date of the arrival of this thing. But the way it looks right now, the way they've cocooned the planet in this white fog, in mist and haze, it's getting kind of pregnant. All right, but I will say I have total belief that this celestial body exists along with what may be, in fact, another sun. It may not even be a dark star, but we'll call it that. But the big deal is this. Here's Nelson Mandela, June 26, 2013. And we've got Barack Obama going over to mourn his unplugging, okay? That was last summer, people. But you ask a man in the street today who died last week, we're all over there. And I'm talking people that are educated professionals, people that are politically so savvy a little bit. They will tell you that this is Nelson Mandela. And that is totally convinced these people that are smiling. They're smiling a little bit at each other right now before they get into their sad face here. When the camera goes close, they have to look kind of sad, but they were grinning at each other earlier. This is a clan. Zuma, this guy, who, I mean, think about how stupid humanity looks when you realize that you can walk out on your fucking street right now and ask anybody what famous fucking guy that was in prison in Africa died last week, and they'll tell you Nelson Mandela, when this man here, the so-called president of the so-called greatest nation on earth, is standing here last summer doing a eulogy. Well, we're all over there now. I don't give a shit why they're over there. The reason I'm making this video is to talk about Mr. Zuma's theft of up to 400 million rand, which is in fact slave dollars being extracted from the South African slaves to build a really decently elaborate punk-ass bunker system. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not discussing that, I don't go with 3,600-year orbit of Ymmud, which is put in here. I think more like 13,600 where the Ice Age was evident. That is reasonable for a major global upheaval of some kind. To me, I didn't see anything 3,600 years ago. I mean, the Bible speaks of the hail of stones, but it can be 10,000 years old. Some of those scriptures could go back to most of them do look like they come from the Sumerian texts. So they've been tunneling under the planet for a very long time, this clan, and they span race, okay? They've been in charge for perhaps hundreds of thousands of years. The ET or alien, I don't know what to call them, subterraneans, the ones that have greater knowledge that have used us as a slave population, seem to work with specific ancient clans of humans throughout history. And these clans have been around for so long that they span all the races. And that's the trick. And then they play good cop, bad cop against each other. But the top of all of this, these clans may have been the spawn of the original hybridization, because that they talk about the hybridization of man. And especially in the Sumerian text, they talk about the creation being, not just one. In other words, there's bloodlines going on here. Is what I'm telling you. You all know this, and we all know that if you trace them back far enough, you can find it. But it's connected right in your face. Okay. So no matter who you see in charge of a government, particularly in the last 40 years, where they have made some huge technological strides, and basically they are milking us of our engineering skills, our way of finding our way around problem solving, our incredible labor abilities, and our creativity, our imagination, our abilities to do things that are, this is the most advanced civilization that they've ever done this. But they've done this throughout time. They've built pyramids and there's fucking labyrinths and shit under Paris. It's everywhere in the world. They prepare throughout the entire civilization each time. You can see the evidence of it. They go underground, and this time they've done a really, really good job. I'd like to show you a couple more pictures of what they've done of it. But in the end, they are a clan. Alright, I'm just going to try to scroll down here. My program will let me. And this man here, Bill Schneider, that you see in this picture, is a true American hero. He was an engineer for the underground. He knows the massive capabilities they have. And just looking at this picture should give you an idea of what they're capable of doing down there, miles and miles into the rock. They've created spaceship Earth for themselves this time, and they know what's coming. There's no reason, if you thought that you could, keep the surface of the planet and preserve it and make it a beautiful place, that you would ever go into this type of massive theft of the slave population's resources for anything but lavish lifestyles and keeping the planet nice for yourself. But you see, it's all about endgame, and I don't have to go through this Google page for you. Go have a look at the dumb systems and the underground bases that you will see that they've actually constructed, and we all know that. There are light rail systems, high-speed rail system tunnels. They've got laser boring systems. There are cities down there now, perhaps already, where there are children that have grown up in a mall environment, in a 30,000 or so, 20,000 sustained city, being told that there's nothing above them outside of the mall environment that they live in, and they've got some kind of bullshit religion that supports that, so never look outside, never open that back door and go out into the cave that you're fucking hiding in kind of idea, so to speak. But this man was one of my heroes, along with Carlos Munoz, Barada, and Dr. Harrington, several others. And he was an engineer, and he was giving us some idea before they killed him of how highly advanced the technology and how elaborate these massive underground structures have become. So you can look through all this and see this stuff. If you haven't already, I know most of you have that come to my channel. But let's add one and one here. Why the fuck is everybody doing this, including Jacob Zuma? Why are they spending so, they've got us by the balls with the money system. We are their slaves. Every one of you that takes a paycheck, you might be a little better off slave. You might be a pampered slave. You might be an enforcer, so you get all the good stuff, right? But at the end of the day, you're still a slave, and they're taking hours of your day too in order to pay you to do what they need you to do in order to continue to build these massive spaceship Earth developments in the sides of mountains and under the ground for miles. So let's take a look at what they're doing, this clan, and I note that if I scroll down this page, this Google page on dumps, you will find pictures along the way of people, and they aren't just Phil Schneider. You might have to get to page 2, but you'll find pictures of fellas like this, okay, on this dumps page. This is the clan that connects right up to those guys, and this guy. This is the clan that connects up to those same guys with the darker faces down there in South Africa today. These are the guys. They're all one clan. And so in support of that, let me show you, and let me leave it at this. The underground, elaborate and expensive, massive operations that they have been performing for the last several decades, and throughout the history of civilizations on this planet, it is, in fact, too much to ignore, and it's 1 + 1 = 2. No matter whether you think there's a plane spraying you with shit up there or an alien line-making ent in the sky, the division ends right here with 1 + 1 = 2. Trillions of slave labor that it could have been spent making their lives even more lavish than they are. And they chose to go to this extent. what you've seen and you will see even on this Google page. So I want to show you how these clans around the world that drew the lines, that make the borders, that divided up the farmyard, how they all, are one group, okay? And they, just like the money that they print for you, that is where they are. Take a good fucking look at the forest and get the trees out of your way for a while. Where the top controllers of the planet are. Where are they? Do you think they're hiding in mansions with Rockefeller? Do you think they're down there with George Soros in some island that he owns? Well, yeah, they are. But where is the most important place that they have to control on this planet in order to extract slave labor for themselves? The money presses. Think about it. Just go ahead and try to make some of your own money and see what they do. Suffice to say that I've not shown you near the pictures you need to see on the potential for this. I'm not showing you near what you need to see to understand the depth of these systems and the world that they've created in Spaceship Earth. I want to show you more pictures before I run out of time. Okay, so in addition to this massive underground development that they're working on for a reason, people, it's likely cosmic. They also spend a lot of money building nice little houses for them on the surface. That's the other thing they do. And this is one of them, of course, and this is Lizzie's place. And, on the surface here, the global game is build Spaceship Earth and get all the gold for some reason. The personal game is how many fucking slaves can you own makes you how high you are up in this thing. And this little operation here has got them dancing in the streets and wearing funny costumes like fucking idiots all over the place. There are hundreds, if not about 700, I think, personal slaves to this operation. Don't you see it here yet, people? I want to show you another picture.
But they're all one clan,
okay? This is another operation. Now, these ones I just showed you, like Kremlin and this little house that they're pointing themselves above ground until the end. Is, it's a kind of bad mistakes. When you say they've got a lot of slaves, but they don't have near the slaves that Buckingham Palace has and George running around. But they've got lots, but it's kind of spread out amongst the clan in these areas like the Kremlin and this place. But they're the same outfit. They're all the same clan, okay? I want to show you another picture. So they span many races, and in support of that, I'm showing you that I just typed in Sheikh's Palace here. Have a look, gold-plated cars, the kind of places that these guys are living in without even flying a flag of any kind are unbelievable, all right? Have a look at sheikhs, Arab sheikhs, and wonder why they are allowed by these things to consume this large amount, because they're all the same clan. The Arabs, the guys that are faking that show off now about Mandela, those white guys I showed you on the tunneling machines, they're all the same clan. And the decadence they live in on the surface only belies what they're doing underground. They are raping humanity. And at the end of it, it's going to be this guy's fucking living room trying to love. This is what these guys have, but where's this head of the snake beyond the money and beyond these palaces and these underground dumps? I'm going to show you where it is. It's a nation within a nation, and the names of these clans that are involved here, I know.